I'm Formula One Frankie, and welcome to Driver Ratings for the Qatar Grand Prix, and this time we're doing all 20 drivers. To be honest, I thought Qatar was going to be quite the snooze fest after the sprint race, which I could have slept through, but I was wrong, and this race was a banger. Okay, let's get into it. So we'll start with Lance Stroll. He was 19th in the sprint race, and for the actual race, he did not finish. I'm going to give him a 4. Fernando Alonso, he was 7th in the sprint and 7th in the race. You know what? 7's all around. I'm giving him a 7. For Hülkenberg, he got 16th in the sprint, and for the actual race, he did not finish. He is the reason we had such a crazy race with that safety car. I'm going to give him a 5. And for Gabby Bortoleto, he was 11th in the sprint and 13th in the race. I'm also going to give him a 5. On to the Haas boys. For Ocon, he was 15th in the sprint and 15th in the race, and I'm going to give him a 5. And then for Ollie Behrman, my favorite rookie, he was 15th in the sprint, and for the actual race, he did not finish. This one's hard because he was in the points and he was doing well. He had that pit incident, which was not his fault, but he still got a penalty, so he did not finish. I'm going to give him a 7. Alpine, let's start with Gasly. In the sprint, he was 16th, and in the actual race, he was 18th. However, he did make it into Q3 for the qualifying, so I want to give him a better score. I'm going to give him a 6. And then for his teammate, Colapinto, he was 20th in the sprint race and 14th in the actual race. I'm going to give Colapinto a 5. Racing Bulls, Liam Lawson, he was 14th in the sprint and 9th in the actual race. Honestly, it wasn't a terrible day for him. He was pretty good, so I'm going to give him a 7. And then Isaac Hadjar, congratulations. He got the second Red Bull seat. We all knew it was coming. In the sprint, he was 9th, and in the actual race, he did not finish. Honestly, he was having a great race too. It really sucks that he had a puncture right at the last part of the race. I'm going to give him an 8. Next up is Williams. For Alex Albon, he was 10th in the sprint and 11th in the actual race. I'm going to give him a 6. Carlos Sainz, the smooth operator, one of my favorite drivers. I mean, he's having an incredible season in the Williams. He was 8th in the sprint and 3rd in the race, and he gets a 10 out of 10. Mercedes, let's start with Kimi Antonelli. He was 6th in the sprint and 5th in the race. He was having a good day. He was having a good day up until that last final moment where he had a little rookie slip up and let Lando through. Honestly, he does not deserve all the hate that he's getting. He is 19. He is a rookie. He's doing the best that he can. I'm going to give him a 7. George Russell, my lookalike, he was 2nd in the sprint and 6th in the race, and he gets a 7 as well. Red Bull, let's start with Yuki. I'm actually happy that he's the reserve of the team. Obviously, we all want Yuki on the grid. We're going to miss him dearly, but I'm glad that he's still part of the Formula One family. For this race, he was very fast in qualifying, very fast in the sprint. Yuki was 5th in the sprint and 10th in the race. Overall, a pretty good weekend. I'm going to give him a 6. Max Verstappen. The first half of the weekend was pretty rough. He was definitely struggling with the car. However, he pulled it through. He was 4th in the sprint and 1st in the race. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Obviously, he gets a 10 out of 10. And I cannot believe that he closed the gap to 12 points in the World Drivers' Championship. Moving on to Ferrari, my favorite team. We'll start with Lewis. He was 17th in the sprint and 12th in the actual race. Considering the car that they were given this weekend, I feel like Lewis did a pretty good job. I mean, he started so far down in the pack. It was so upsetting to watch him in qualifying, getting out in Q3 again. I'm going to give Lewis a 6. And I can only hope that next year is better. As for Charles, he drives the hell out of that tractor. What can I say? He was 13th in the sprint and 8th in the actual race. I mean, 8th in the points in that car is some pretty incredible driving. I'm going to give him an 8. And last but not least, I have my McLaren mic out. Let's start with Lando, shall we? He was 3rd in the sprint race and 4th in the actual race. I'm going to give him a 9. Very controversial. I really thought Lando was going to clinch the win this weekend, but of course he didn't. And last but not least, Oscar Piastri. My heart kind of breaks for him. He had a perfect weekend, almost. He was 1st in the sprint and 2nd in the actual race. You know, this one is hard because he should have been 1st. McLaren really screwed up his strategy. He should have been prioritized and been pulled into the pit. I personally feel that the moment Max went in, Lando should have followed, and that should have been a call by the team, but papaya rules. Need to be fair for everybody, I guess. It's kind of screwing them over. Oscar, however, literally perfect, did not put a foot wrong all weekend, you have to give him a 10 out of 10. He gets a 10 out of 10. And as far as my predictions, Lando, of course, strategically has the biggest chance of winning, and I would love to see him take it. However, I do feel like Max has the upper hand mentally. He really has nothing to lose. The team morale is much better on Red Bull than it is on McLaren. Oscar, of course, is in the race as well. So if he wins and Lando gets sixth, then it's his. Overall, this season has been such a banger, and I cannot believe it's about to be over. There's so many different things that can happen. Oof. It's gonna be a crazy one. I'd love to hear from you. Comment below. As always, no hate to any of the drivers. I will be back after Abu Dhabi with driver ratings. I will see you then.